This is Mikey.
And I'm Garrison Rifen. This is Cinema Debrief. Welcome to Cinema Debrief. I'm Garrison Rifen, joined here by the blown back Mikey. He was quite taken aback by,
You
by
came
that
in hot.
intro
You came in hot.
right there. How are you doing?
What is up, Garrison? I hope you enjoyed the 5 posters of the bride that I sent you.
Yeah. I hope the garbage dump likes him too.
How dare you? I will not allow you. If I ever come to your home and I don't find a copy of the bride poster, I'm going to disown you.
I thank you for those posters.
Yes,
they were awesome.
yes.
They are sitting in my closet for now because I got to get them hung up in some point.
Oh, I don't hang mine. I'm thinking about buying one. You know how those museums have, like, they pull out the fossils and everything on those big, huge cabinets? I'm thinking about getting one of those and, like, stacking all the movie posters I have in those. It's ridiculous how many movie posters I've got that are not on walls, but I mean, they're not massive. These are the free ones that you get from AMC.
Yes.
I mean, so it's not, they're not like full-size movie posters. Although The Bride is pretty big. That was a big one.
Well, we have a special guest tonight.
Yes.
In Sir Aussie Nate. How are you doing tonight, sir?
I am doing good as your reigning champion.
Oh, that's right.
That's correct.
Yeah.
You're on this episode thanks to being the Oscars Pick'em winner on the ESPN bracket.
Have you ever won an Oscars Pick'em before, Aussie Nate?
Nope. And this time I used AI to do my first run through.
I hate to hear that. That's the worst.
Well,
No, and then the worst part is that I listened to you guys talk about it and when changed a few.
No, I mean, look,
was
we're not
51.
experts. We're not AI, so I mean, that's
And then I
horrible.
think I beat you by 3 seconds on the.
Yeah, you did. You beat me
That's
by
good
because
thing.
I did 48 seconds, I think, and you must have done like what 45, I guess.
Something
or-
like that.
Yeah.
well,
yeah.
just to kind of let you know, we would have let you on anyway because we weren't going to count. Like if Mikey had gotten the tiebreaker,
no. Look,
would have been your pick. So
I'm happy with my results. I consider myself a co-winner with Aussie Nate.
yeah.
I'll take that.
And I'm
Yeah,
right
exactly.
beneath you guys. I was third place
Yeah, you were
with
third place.
Chububba right below me,
Yeah, Chububba. Mhm.
who told me he
Yes.
copied off my answers. So
Shout out to Chububba. He's been watching a lot of movies lately, and I'm
Yeah.
glad to see it. I'm glad to see it. He doesn't. I often don't hear of the movies he watched, but he even went on Letterboxd. He's got a Letterboxd account now, also. So look up Chububba on Letterboxd. He's
there's
out
a whole trend now. Earl's on Letterboxd.
there. Yeah, Rhett. Never
Rhett.
thought those guys would get on Letterboxd. Never did. Never. Rhett even asking questions in our Discord about like how to properly use Letterboxd.
Yeah.
He's very serious about it.
Speaking of things that Rhett said in our Discord that tie into films,
Oh,
let's
no.
talk about our off-the-shelf pick this week. What did you
yeah.
pick tonight, Nate?
Yeah, I went with, like I said in my introduction that you guys played last week, I have watched all the movies that I own. I don't blind buy things typically. I don't have a lot of space. I don't have a wife that looks at the bank account, so I got to be careful there.
Mhm.
So I went with a movie that I just hadn't watched in a really long time, which was A Knight's Tale. I think 2001, 2000.
Yes, 2001. You're right.
Okay. Yeah, it was, there's a lot of kind of big names in there now. Some that didn't really go on to anything, but, a lot of people, that was the first time I had seen them in anything.
Mhm.
Heath Ledger I'd seen in a couple other things before this.
Two Hands.
Two Hands, and then the TV series Raw.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Oh,
That must
it
be an
was-
Australian thing.
I don't think it was, but it only got one season.
Oh, okay. Roar.
But it was
I don't know
pretty
that
good. It's like a medieval thing, which I think sort of played into maybe the casting with this as well. But yeah, it's just a really fun movie that kind of came out in the early 2000s. So a lot of people maybe missed it or haven't heard of it or seen it in a long time. So I thought it would be a fun one to pull out.
I'm just wondering, as I was watching this, I felt like I was watching A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, because it has a very similar premise where the knight like dies and his sire or whatever takes over for him. So I'm like, did George R.R. Martin copy this, or did Brian Hegeland copy A Knight's or A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms? I don't know when A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms was written. I don't know when that book was written. So it's like, whoa, wait a minute. This is very similar story where the old knight dies and the young guy takes over. It's very interesting.
The 3 novellas that
Yes.
Martin published were 98, 03, and 2010.
Oh, Brian Hegeland copied.
No,
because he wrote the screenplay for this.
Now, part of, and I don't remember the Chaucer tales because we had to read some of them in school, Canterbury Tales.
Yes, Canterbury Tales. Yep.
But this is based off a story, I think, in Canterbury Tales called A Knight's Tale or something to that effect. So
that is
I have to wonder if
a possibility.
I wonder if, and this is me spitballing here because I do not know, but I wonder if Martin was potentially inspired by the Chaucer tale, which inspired both of those stories.
I will say that there is no credit given to Canterbury Tales if you look up the cast and crew of this film. There is no, because usually it would say something like written by Geoffrey Chaucer, Canterbury Tales, or based on, and it is not based. It just says his screenplay basically.
Takes its name from the Knight's Tale part of the Canterbury Tales and also draws several plot points from Chaucer's work.
Interesting,
so,
but he chose not to give
direct
him
adaptation.
Chose him not to give any based on credit. But
when I think I did some little research on this, and it was also like a period where like that author Chaucer, they don't know what he was doing in real life during that time. So this was kind of their fan fiction of like what he was doing between his writings, I guess.
Yeah, that's cool.
What I can remember about when this movie came out is that lots of people were chatting, and obviously this was before social media, so there was when you would read stories about it in like Entertainment Weekly or whatever, the whole big deal of it is, at least from what I can remember, and I'm sure there's been cases of it beforehand, but using modern songs in a film set, obviously not in modern times. And so there was a big oh, this is pretty cool. People either loved it or hated it, basically.
I think
I really enjoyed
other movies that I've seen that have done that, and it hasn't been good. I haven't liked it.
Right.
I think they kind of nailed it here. Like the song
I think
choice.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like modern songs. It was like more like 70s. So it felt a little older as well.
Yeah. I remember
when the David Bowie song in particular was
because that was featured in the preview. The very first preview of the movie that came out, they showed that dance scene with the David Bowie song, and then that's when everybody was like, they either hate that or love that. They're using modern, quote unquote, modern music in a film set in medieval times. I think it worked really well though throughout. And it had to, most of the budget had to have gone to getting the rights to those songs, because I would have thought
I would think most of the budget would go to building those sets too. I mean, just
that's great
medieval sets, which were fantastic. And it was kind of when I was watching this, I was like, man, if I had watched this at a really young age, I would probably have been obsessed with this movie.
Oh,
because,
yeah.
And I say that as someone who really enjoyed this movie on this one.
Had you seen it before?
No.
Okay.
And I really enjoyed it. But I was just thinking, it's got such a basis in medieval fiction with these knights who duel each other, and that's just such a young boy thing.
Knights
in my experience when I was younger, to get into a lot.
Totally.
And there's almost kind of a lot of fantasy is based in this period too, and I just really see myself getting really into this movie, and it's got a lot of, like you said, contemporary music, which I would know, and it would really speak to me as well. And Heath Ledger is fantastic in this movie. I was really surprised that they had an AC/DC song at the end of the credits too. That song
Shook me
songs
all
they
night
picked
long.
Yeah,
probably
shook me
were
all
pretty
over.
probably were pretty expensive overall.
Well, it just makes. I mean, obviously, they probably got a deal on whatever songs. I don't know if this was a Universal or who did this particular, what studio did it, but they probably got a deal on those songs.
Sony.
Oh, it was Sony. Okay, so that's cool. But I did notice if you watch through the credits, which I hope everybody did watch through the credits, because there is a little thing at the very end that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
So hopefully, if
Yes.
our listeners haven't had a chance to watch it yet, go ahead and watch it through the credits, because there's an
It's-
end credit scene, as they call it.
And
Not
actually,
too
that plays
dissimilar.
back to what Rhett was talking about in the.
It does. There is some of that.
That's what I was
too.
saying. I was saying there's
Exactly.
something that Rhett mentioned earlier in the Discord that ties into one of these movies.
Well, it's interesting. So Brian Hegeland, I don't know how to say the guy's last name, but he was an
Mhm.
Oscar winner. He won for best screenplay for L.A. Confidential, which is a great movie if you haven't seen that yet. So he was kind of a known quantity in the early 2000s, and really after A Knight's Tale, like, he really kind of didn't do much after that. If you kind of look up his filmography,
Well,
he's still a screenwriter.
directing. Yeah.
Well, yeah, he did 42, which I did like 42. I thought that was a good movie about Jackie Robinson. But really, after 42, he did
Ooh.
Legend with Tom Hardy,
I did
and
not care for that movie.
Finest Kind, which is one of those Paramount Plus, direct to Paramount Plus movies. And unfortunately, he hasn't done much after that. He still does some occasional screenwriting. One of my favorite movies that he ever did, though, was Payback. I loved Payback. That was really good. Unfortunately, he did write the screenplay for The Killer, direct to Peacock, which was John Woo directing an American version of his film The Killer.
Yeah.
Which is annoying.
It's like the guy that did The Vanishing coming over
Yeah.
here and then doing an American remake of The
Yeah.
Vanishing.
Except not good.
Yeah, well,
I do love
Both
some John
cases.
Woo.
I do like John Woo. And his original The Killer is awesome, but this new one that went direct to Peacock was not. But I loved Paul Bettany
yes.
in A Knight's Tale. He was great. Often nude in the film, which was funny to me.
At first, for sure.
At first.
I like that was his introduction.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
his introduction, classic introduction. And Chaucer, like, that's interesting that you said that earlier, Nate, that this was a time period apparently where they didn't have any idea where Chaucer was.
Yeah.
And it's neat that would think that he did have a gambling problem and was always, having to make up for that by doing crazy things, basically, and maybe some nefarious things as well. But for lack of a better term, he was playing almost like, if you're thinking WWE terms, he was almost like the manager. He was almost like Paul Heyman, who would go out and say like hype stuff for Heath Ledger's character. Love that stuff. It was really really great. And like you said, Garrison, loved the sets. I mean,
Yeah.
just the build is so cool looking.
The thing that makes me sad when I watch a movie like this is that I know that doing stuff like that has become more and more expensive. So studios do less and less of that kind of thing because
Right.
less and less people go to theaters to see those kinds of films,
Yeah.
unfortunately. And so now we're in the point where you don't get as much care like you do on the set building for this stuff.
Yeah.
It's it's CGI matte paintings nowadays for a lot of stuff, and
Yeah.
this is real and tangible and there, and it just looks beautiful.
Well, and you can feel it too. I mean,
Yeah.
as you're watching it, like, you just feel the grime and the mud, and just like you can almost like smell it. It's like, oh, everything probably smells really bad. Like nobody taking baths, and it like, I don't know. It just adds to the experience of watching the film. I mean, and it had been, gosh, I watched it on Blu-ray. I had a Blu-ray copy of it, and God, it had been probably since the movie came out since I had seen it. So revisiting it was great.
I was very thankful we chose this week to watch it because when I went online, they were running a sale for it online. So yes, I could watch it on Tubi with ads, but I decided I just buy it for $5 digitally. And I did.
Gross.
But
I'm just
now
kidding.
I own it forever on
Now
the
you do.
digital site.
Mhm.
So
Until those digital sites disappear.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
you own it.
yeah. Rufus Sewell, is
Oh
that who's
man,
his name?
yeah,
He
so
plays
good
a fantastic bad guy. Like you
in
want
so
to
many
hate him.
movies, not just this one. In so many movies
got
throughout
a-
his career.
He's got a great bad guy face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think he's only been the good guy in Dark City. Like that's the only movie that I've
Need to
ever.
watch that one.
It's pretty good actually. It's the only one. Oh, do you have it? Oh, you've got the arrow. Okay, nice. The only movie that I remember Rufus Sewell being a good guy was Dark City. But I'm also sure that he was in some rom-coms that I've seen where he was playing a good guy. But you're right, Garrison. He has the best face for a villain. Like totally
Yes.
best face for a villain.
It just makes you want to punch him. I mean, honestly.
Yeah, yes, totally. I had totally forgotten about the guy playing Edward, Purefoy. He's
Yeah.
also one of those character actors who has been in a ton of these type of movies like medieval and British films. He's
in
been
Rome.
a working actor for a long time, and I just loved his character in this. I don't know. This was a very well put together film. Like you're rooting for all the right people right when they want you to be rooting for them.
Yeah.
And you're like when Heath Ledger's character is in the guillotine thing, or not the guillotine, whatever you call those. What do you call those? I don't even know what you call those.
That was just like
the stocks. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. When he's
Where
in
getting
that,
flogged.
you're just rooting for Edward to come out and like save him. And that's what happens. And so it's just like all the things that you want to happen actually happened in this movie. And there's something to be said for that. I like that.
I would say that's about the only scene that the set felt small.
Yeah, a little bit. I see what you're saying.
Everything else felt big and grand, and that just felt like on a soundstage, like kind of small compared to
right.
else.
It felt like it was taking place in that I can't remember what that part of town is called, Cheap Town or whatever it's called.
Cheap Town or whatever.
Cheap
Side. Yeah.
Exactly. Felt like it was taking place there, which I thought could be an interesting commentary as the cheap side people turn on this guy who was just trying to make a better life for himself by pretending to be a knight. But I also did like that Edward comes in and you've got a guy who did the right thing for Edward. He allowed him to ride out through his final lap of the joust match that they had together, spared him, showed him mercy. And then, he just been a good guy to the prince, and the prince repaid him. I liked that, just kind of moral tale there.
Yeah, it does make you wonder, like from a standpoint, from like a Sony studio standpoint, how much money they're willing to put into the budget for production design and building those sets out like that. I mean, not a year later with Gangs of New York, Scorsese pretty much was getting whatever he wanted, and he had totally built that whole set. Like, if you watch, there's documentaries out there about just like how authentic everything felt during Gangs of New York. But that budget was probably triple what the budget for A Knight's Tale was, and it still looked good. I mean, it still looked really, really good. Sony, I don't know. They're one of the studios. Like I love. I guess it's Tom Rothman now. I don't know who the head was then, but he's just a guy that I think it's Tom Rothman. Maybe he's Universal. I can't remember who Sony's studio head is, but it's just a studio that's
Tom Rothman.
Now it's Tom Rothman. It's just a studio now that just feels like they're doing everything they can to just try and keep theatrical alive, where the other studios are playing in the streaming game, and Sony, they don't even have really a streaming service. They just sell to everybody else.
This is what I mean, though. Just to kind of put it in perspective, this film cost $65 million in 2001.
Okay,
you plug that into an inflation calculator, that costs $120 million today.
Yeah,
it's very hard to get something like this made at $120 million today.
Yeah.
But I love that. I mean, when you go watch old Hollywood movies, which this is becoming it's like 25 years ago now. It's becoming an older Hollywood film.
It's crazy.
You can see the love and care put in these things because it was cheaper to do back then.
Mm-hmm.
And there were more people going to cinemas overall in 2001. I love this. I thought this was fantastic. I was quite surprised that Alan Tudyk was in this.
Yeah,
And I recognized him right off the bat. And he's American, right? I didn't even look that
he
up.
is. He is American.
Yeah.
He does a pretty decent accent.
It wasn't bad, was it? I mean,
No.
because they put him with Mark Aday, who is a Brit, and he held his own. I mean, now he was playing like almost like Irish type of guy, maybe, because he had the really bright red hair. So it was sort of like, it was definitely like a cartoonish version of a British accent, but it still worked well. I mean, he was put in the perfect position of being the comic relief for the movie, and he was always really great. I thought he was hilarious. His back and forth whenever he would argue with Chaucer was hilarious. I mean, those two were great together.
He keeps telling people he's gonna fong them.
Yes.
Yeah.
F-O-N-G, fong.
Yes, fong.
Never heard of that, but that's I learned a new term.
Now, I've got to give a shout out to the stunt team because the jousting looked legit.
Yeah.
Like all of that was super impressive.
So some of that came up in what I looked up earlier, that very first joust where Sir Eric dies.
Yeah.
That was an actual joust that they had done that Heath Ledger's stunt double got injured doing.
Dude.
Oh man.
And that was like from later in the movie, but they put it in there as like a, they always say with stunts, if someone gets hurt, that's the take we're using. So they found a way to work that in. He got knocked out and fell unconscious.
Now, of course, this is like PG-13, so they keep it, whereas like A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, which is the most recent other thing that I've seen jousting in, is R-rated or TVMA, I guess. And it is hardcore. Like they show some brutal stuff. This, they're trying to keep it PG-13, but still it looked brutal. I mean, some of the stuff was great. The thing also that I loved was the character that the female, I guess, blacksmith. She was awesome. They could have swerved, in my opinion. Like if they wanted to tug on this story element, they could have had her be in love with Heath Ledger also, because I really liked her.
When they first introduced her, I kind of went, is this going to be one of those things where she's actually the one that's right for him and the rich girl is not going to be right for him?
Yeah, the royalty.
But they didn't wind up going that route. And he wound up working well with the girl who, although when she gets to the point where she's telling him to lose matches, I was like, man, I'm with you. I'm like, that's crazy.
I know.
Like when he's actively taking hits in those matches, I'm like, that's too much.
Yeah, I was not into that. In fact, I had forgotten that story element, and it made me really want him to go with the blacksmith chick instead of her, because I was like, that is not something that you ask somebody who you love to do, because
not by asking hits. I mean, if you say, okay, withdraw from these matches or whatever, because I don't want to see you get hurt and blah blah blah.
Exactly. No, this was.
But anyway,
this was the perfect off the shelf pick, though. I mean, this was great, Aussie Nate. I'm glad that we went with this one. I mean, this was, from the Deuce cast, we had watched Two Hands already, and we I guess we never got around to Neverending Tale or Story. I'm sorry.
Hey.
I've never seen it, so still more opportunity.
I saw it when I was a kid, but I mean, it's not available anywhere. I mean, is it available to rent at least, Aussie Nate?
Yeah, but it was like not a cheap rental. It was like,
oh really,
like $8.99.
Oh, that's ridiculous. That should not be $8.99. There should be, like, if a movie is 20 years old or more, that should be the $3.99 price point. You should not make people pay $8.99 to rent something that old. That's hilarious.
It's 40 years old, 41 years old now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
now, did you end up? I was surprised. Did you end up buying that big Neverending Story set that came out a couple years ago?
I couldn't do it. I think it ended up being like over $200, and I was like,
there was like different versions of it.
I can't pull the trigger on that.
No, I get it. No, there was different versions of it for sure. I thought that there was a special edition version that came out a year after that one. Maybe
there was a Blu-ray.
Yeah,
come out before that I have, but
yeah,
man, I would just love a 4K.
Dude, I bet it would look good in 4K too, because those older movies, if it was shot on film, the 4K restorations are always great. I mean, they always look good. So I don't know. Well, are we ready to announce my off the shelf pick?
Yeah, real quick.
Oh, go ahead.
There is an imprint. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find ways to blow money for Aussie Nate. Looks like there is a smaller version that may be available now. So
that's what I
can
thought.
Look into that
it just came out. Yeah, because if it's imprint, even though they say they're region B, they actually will play region A.
Yeah.
For whatever for
an Australian company.
Yeah, for rights purposes, they have to say, "Oh, we're just region B," but they'll actually play region A, which is the United States. What's up? Well, still expensive.
Kind of look at the prices. Well, it's an Australian dollar, so I have no idea what that means.
Oh yeah, I have no idea.
How much is it Australian? I can.
Cheapest I'm looking at is 82.
Oof.
Oh, that's not too bad. That's probably $50.
Oh, okay. Well, that's if it's at least got some special features, then that'll be worth it. But
yeah, it's around 56. It says so.
Well, Garrison, I think you and I are going to do a little trip together. We're gonna be taking a cruise. This is a William Friedkin movie that I've never seen. I've been on a little mini William Friedkin kick. I just watched To Live and Die in LA, which was freaking fantastic. And so I was excited to see that my next off the shelf pick was going to be another William Friedkin movie. Not necessarily a synopsis that I would normally watch, but because it's William Friedkin and Al Pacino, I'm very interested because this was filmed around the same time as To Live and Die in LA. So I'm excited to watch it. Is this one you bought off the randomly also, Garrison?
No, but I'm thinking previewing without telling the audience that maybe we could have a Friedkin spring where we
Sorcerer. Yep. I've seen Sorcerer one time.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, Sorcerer is great. So yeah, for next week, we will check out Cruising. I'm afraid that I looked and it was, for our listener, only available to rent. I don't know that it was on a streaming service.
Tisk.
Yeah, so sorry, Garrison, you'll have to rent it. As Garrison does.
Okay. All right. Speaking of paying to see things, I saw They Will Kill You in theaters, and I would like Aussie Nate to take the floor on this one.
I would too. I want to hear about.
You gave it the highest rating out of anybody here, and I feel like you should be the one to give kind of the hey, this is why I liked it and why you should go see it.
Yeah.
It was. This is what I wanted Ready or Not 2, Here I Come to be.
Oh, interesting.
Just like that unhinged, gory wackiness that I felt like the first movie was, but the second one kind of was lacking a little bit. I actually got to see this movie for free.
You went Monday.
Yep, my local cinema. It's free if you're like a Movie Pass member. So
cool.
Yeah, so it's a no-brainer to go see it. And the internet was abuzz with what it was going to be, and I knew it was going to be this, and I was like, wow, this is one I was looking forward to. What I really liked was the tone in like the first part of the first act was really like dark, and it felt like a different movie. And then you get to that one scene, and like it just changes.
As soon as they open up the closet, it changes.
As soon as they open the closet, but then it continues to change. Yeah, like in my opinion.
And like it seemed like real serious and dark, and I was like, I don't know if this is what I was hoping for. Yeah, and then it just got fun and silly and over the top, with the gore and the kills, and it was just a lot of fun.
Yeah, we try not to like totally spoil on these newer films. We sometimes will say some things about them, but when you first watched it, so you watched it Monday for the secret screening or whatever, and your description was that it was like very Tarantino-esque.
I agree with that.
The closest I can come to that is not really Tarantino. It's more Rodriguez from Dusk Till Dawn. Like that's what it more felt like for me. Is more of like No, Tarantino was in From Dusk
I
Till
think
Dawn.
they've got kind of similar grindhouse aesthetic for
Yes,
violence.
that's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
I guess Grindhouse would be a better
Yeah.
descriptor there.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know. Like from there was too many twists and turns in this, and it went too far for me.
No, not far enough.
It didn't go far enough.
Give me it all. Give it to me all.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I gotta say, there's nothing about this story I dislike. I mean, I was going through it beat by beat in my head. I think I just didn't care for the execution personally. Like I just thought it was a bit, I don't know, maybe it was a bit too much. I don't know. But because I was like, I kind of love the story of these two. I mean, it's very similar to Ready or Not 2 in this fact that there's two sisters who have been estranged and
that's true.
They're having to come together to fight these satanic cults.
Yeah, that's true.
But the difference is, I love the aspect of, oh crap, they can just heal. I guess small spoiler alert.
That's a spoiler alert, Garrison. Jeez. Wow.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Spoiler
Nobody's
alert.
really going to go see this movie. It's okay.
Well, unfortunately, it's not doing very well.
It's amazing.
Oh, I can't get behind it. I can't get behind it. I love Zazie Beetz. I think she's
great.
A great actress.
She is good in this. She's great in this.
And she is good in this, but some of the things that a lot of people were talking about that they enjoyed, which was some of the camera tricks and stuff like that, I thought I don't know, it was just too much for me. Like some of it was a bit too much.
I don't know if that stuff worked for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
The story I thought was like literally I guessed exactly what they were going to do at the end.
Yeah.
With what happens and how it happens. Because it seems
so
obvious
hard.
to me.
Like I feel bad for young filmmakers because they want to try and differentiate themselves sometimes. And so they do like camera tricks and let's like, I don't know, for example, like let's come up with gun kata or just like different things that like, or the bullet thing that, the Wachowskis did. And they just, they think that there's something new that they can do but really everything's been done under the sun. There's not going to be anything really new that you can do that's going to impress me too much. In fact, when you try too hard, it's just going to be like, okay, I get it. I get what you're trying to do. Let's move on with it. I mean, it's just like, I don't know.
I'd say that was the one part of the movie that did take me out of it a little bit with some of the camera tricks.
Yeah, he was trying to be unique, and I get it. I mean, it's fine. It is what it is. But I liked the cast in general. I think the cast was fun to have the guy from Tom Felton, I think's his name.
Yeah,
I think he's kind of like the main henchman, and kind of everybody else kind of. You had Heather Graham, obviously, but
Patricia Arquette.
Yeah, she
was
was
awesome.
good.
I loved it.
I thought that I was having a hard time.
Maid?
No, she was the head
Like
of the head of the hotel.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Not the maid. She wasn't a maid though. She was like the head of the hotel.
Yeah, but she runs the maids essentially.
She runs the maid, sure.
Yeah.
Runs the whole shebang. But at first, like I thought she was going for a Russian accent, and then later on it switched to like Irish to me. Like she was struggling with the accent a bit, but it was fine. I mean, I like Patricia Arquette. I think she was good.
I'll give a shout out to the director Kirill Sokolov.
Yeah,
he's Slavic of some kind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I assumed, but I didn't want to fully assume.
I mean, I think this is his first American film, if I'm not mistaken. Like he's done some stuff international, obviously, but I think this is his first like big introduction into American film.
I didn't recognize any of his other stuff.
Yeah, I didn't either. So I don't know.
But it looks very similar toned to me.
All his other stuff, yeah, probably is. I mean, I don't know. I think that it was wise for the film to move away from Ready or Not 2 by a week, but they're still so similar and still just a week apart that you're going to naturally compare the two films.
I think the release date strategy for those two films was a really bad idea.
I think so too.
Possibly for both.
Project Hail Mary. Yeah, going up against
I think you
Project
divide
Hail
up.
Mary. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you've got Project Hail Mary sucking up everything right now, and then you potentially divide up the audiences for this one.
Yeah,
even further. And they're very similar films. They're not similar in tone necessarily. They're both funny horror comedy movies, but the scene with the tiny head. That's all I'm going to say on that. It's not to not get too spoilerly. That made me laugh.
Yeah, the eyes thing. I got so annoyed by that scene. That
I love that.
I like that too.
I did not. I was like,
the eye following around.
Yeah, I did
like
not
that
like all. I didn't like
how
it
it got up the vent.
But this is a perfect example of how art is subjective. I mean, it's going to hit people differently. This is a perfect example of it. I did feel vindication though, because the people that were sitting next to me looked over to me and they were like, "This isn't good, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's not good."
I saw in a packed theater and people were losing their minds.
And they always, and that's the thing with those screen unseen is what AMC calls it. I don't know what theater do you go to?
Marcus.
Mystery movies. Yeah, Marcus Mystery. I've heard
ours
of
is also called Mystery Movies. Yeah.
There's usually good crowds for those because at least with AMC it's $5. So to go to those screen unseen, and to see a lot of times the movies are like, I think the previous one was that, well, not necessarily controversial movie, but created controversy because of what happened at the BAFTAs. I can't remember exactly what the name of the movie is. That was a screen unseen like a couple weeks ago. I swear it was. Yeah, and it didn't even really get a wide release. Like it's
like a Netflix movie, isn't it? In America.
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so. Not that was 2 weeks ago. I think it was the screen unseen. But yeah, anyways. So sometimes
it's Netflix UK. Okay. So that was why I was getting confused. Okay.
Yeah, sometimes it's a dud of a movie, but I mean, look, this isn't necessarily like what I would call a dud of a movie. It just didn't connect with me necessarily. I just didn't dig it as much as I wanted to.
I gave it a 5 out of 10. It just borderline like not enjoying it enough to give it a positive rating, basically.
Right.
Like I was on the borderline.
I had no problem giving it the rating I did.
It was weird because sometimes you'll sit there watching a movie and there are times you're laughing, times you're having fun with it, but then you at the end of the movie you're kind of like, I didn't really enjoy that as much as I wanted to.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I felt with this one, unfortunately. Whereas Ready or Not 2, I was like right on the other side of that for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think Ready or Not 2.
I don't like
I still didn't love that, but I think I gave it a little bit higher rating than this. I mean, I didn't love Ready or Not. Here I Come. I don't include the 2 because that's not what the directors want me to do. But
it's just good shorthand.
It is good shorthand. Yeah. I mean, that's a great title to call it, but there won't be a third one. So not after the box office and this, unfortunately, I don't think is going to spawn a franchise either.
Well, good news for this. It was, I think, about $6 million budget. So
yeah, it'll make its money back, hopefully. Yeah. I mean, I think you're right. From in general, I think it'll make its
the same amount of the budget for the first Ready or Not, too, by the way. So
okay. Well, that's impressive. I mean, that's about all. If I'm a studio, that's about all I want to give for these type of movies. I don't want like a huge, massive budget for these things. I mean, because especially if you're gonna, I wouldn't call it dumping it, but you almost are, because you're still going to be going up against Project Hail Mary, and you're so similar to what Ready or Not was. I mean, it's almost like they chose to dump it in, like throw it to the lions almost with Project Hail Mary, because it made 52 million or estimated that this weekend. So it had another
it's dropping
huge weekend,
like 30-something%.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, when you're successful
second
with that
weekend.
Yeah, it is a really good second weekend. And I'm almost, I wish we would have just kept it to one film this week. I know that not that I didn't enjoy Mike and Nick and Alice, but I wanted to love it, and I did not love it. I wanted it to, like, I loved the characters in it, and I loved all the actors in it. And I was like, I really want to love this, but for some reason, it just doesn't quite get over that hump for me.
Can I just point something out that I thought was kind of interesting after I got done with all 3 films?
Okay.
All 3 of these films use music in kind of interesting ways.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
And that's we talked about that with The Knight's Tale. Yeah. They Will Kill You had some music inserted that I didn't necessarily recognize, but
well, yeah.
Wait
a minute, no. was oh no, it's this movie that we're about to talk about. This movie we're about to talk about, Mike and Nick and Alice used an old school Mortal Kombat song from the original 1995 Mortal Kombat that I totally marked out for. Sorry, that's a
And
wrestling term. But I
this
was like
movie,
so into it.
Mike and Nick and Alice and A Knight's Tale both used The Boys Are Back in Town, which
Yeah,
kind of
You're right. You're
I
right.
watched
clocked
them
that
back to
today
back
as
and I
well.
went,
Yeah.
Nice Dale did it better.
And I
Yeah.
do like this particular director. I haven't necessarily like been following his career closely.
I see him on
name's
Twitter
Ben-
sometimes.
Yeah, his name's Ben David Grabinski. He's directed some really interesting films, but they never quite like go over the edge for me. Unfortunately, I think most of them end up being streaming films, which is frustrating. I'm not frustrated necessarily with him or whatever. I'm really frustrated with Disney because this has the 20th Century Studio label or whatever, or 21st century. I don't know what they label. I think it's 20th century. And they choose to dump them all on Hulu. They never give it a chance. Now, I don't know how this would have done theatrically, but I think like big enough name, like Vince Vaughn, people like him for the most part. I mean, the cast is a big enough cast that I would have thought maybe if it was like a late August release that it could do pretty good. Because comedies often work well in August just because the summer's winding down. You're wanting to see something funny maybe, and a lot of times you'll see some comedies come out in August. I don't know. There was a lot of great things in this. The time travel aspect was used a little bit, but not like trying to be too smart about it, right? It's more like Hot Tub Time Machine version of time travel than, something like, I don't know, Primer or something like that.
It's Back to the Future.
Yeah, it's not complicated. It's
Yeah.
and they even make the time machine look like any idiot could use it, basically. What did you guys think of it?
I'll let Nate talk for.
I didn't love it.
Oh,
I think I gave it 2 stars.
That's hard. It's harsh. No, I'm just.
But like just like you said, like the cast was great.
Yeah.
Those like some of the action scenes were pretty fun.
Yeah, they were.
But like just overall, I was just like waiting for it to like go to the next level and just never did. It just sort of just felt flat.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I enjoyed it a little bit more than you. I gave it 3, but I wanted to give it 3.5, but I couldn't quite. Like, if I give something 3.5, that means I really liked it. 3, I liked it, but it didn't quite get there. I loved James Marsden in it. James Marsden's having a bit of a renaissance. Like, he was great in Paradise. If you watched that, it's another Hulu show. He's really good in that. He was. I mean, I think Westworld was probably when he sort of made his big comeback. He was good in like the first season of Westworld.
I love the scene of the chloroform where they're going over chloroform. He has no idea what he's talking about.
He's not. Yeah, and that was like the deadpanning that he does. And there were several scenes like that. I think David Keith, or is it Keith David? I don't know. It was Keith David. There were some scenes where he's talking to his son, quote unquote son, trying to explain things to his son. This is like, I got nothing, Dad. I don't know. Comeuppance. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's Jimmy Tatro.
Yeah, Jimmy Tatro. He was great in this.
So let me start this out by saying my thoughts.
Yeah.
I am such a mark for time travel, time loop movies. That's like my shark movie to relate it to Aussie Nate.
That is very much like your shark movie.
It's hard for me not to like those kinds of movies. I don't know why. I love those kinds of movies. I have a lot of fun with them. I had a lot of fun with this. It's not great, but I had fun with it. So I gave it a 7. I give it a 3.5 out of 5 personally.
Oh, okay. So you liked it even more than I did. Okay.
Yeah, I did. And I really like the character dynamics. I was a very strange relationship for these characters. A guy aiding the guy who's helping cheat on his wife,
right,
and having a baby, but he doesn't want the guy to die essentially. And there's some really, really fun stuff in there. Like you said, the time travel is not complicated at all. We are only seeing one go back. I mean, this is the first time that someone's time traveled in this group. and there may be more. I don't think there'll be more movies, but time travel may be used further in that universe.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the movie opening with what is his name?
Ben Schwartz.
Ben Schwartz.
Yeah.
So I am a guy who grew up on YouTube. So when I was in middle school, I would watch a channel called College Humor growing up. And Ben Schwartz would guest star on things like Jake and Amir, and I think Hardly Working was another show that he would be on sometimes.
He's been around a while. Yeah.
And so I grew up, and I have no idea how those things have aged, but watching them as a middle schooler, he was one of the funniest guests they had on all the time. And seeing him kind of come up into the world, he's gotten a lot bigger roles recently in Hollywood. I love seeing that. He's Sonic now. I mean, that's
Sonic.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Seeing him in the intro of this movie, I was so excited because I didn't even know he was in this movie.
Yeah, they did a good job, like hiding the fact that he was going to be in the film, obviously, until they showed him. But I mean,
and he gets this whole scene where he gets to sing the song, and then he gets shot, and I was like,
And I love the cameo for me, a Gen Xer. When I see the cameo of who the hitman is, I'm just like, yes. I don't want to spoil that because they don't show his name in those intro credits at all. And so, because they showed Stephen Root's name, and I was like, wait a minute, this isn't who we think it is. And then they do the whole reveal and breakdown of the whole story. So when they showed who the actual, I was like, yes, this is awesome.
Stephen Root is great though.
He's such a good character
small role.
He's such a good character actor. He's been good, and he always he makes every movie he's in a little bit better, I guess is the way to put that. I mean, because he's in so much good stuff. I love it when he pops up. But yeah, Ben Schwartz, I saw some College Humor stuff, mostly the Will Ferrell stuff, because I guess he owned College Humor.
Funny or Die, I think.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so maybe I'm not familiar with College Humor. You're right. Funny or Die is a little bit different than that. I've seen some College Humor videos, but I didn't know Ben Schwartz was associated because the first time I saw him was Parks and Rec. He was awesome in Parks and Rec. What was his character's name? It's like John Ralphio.
John Ralphio.
Yes, he's so awesome in that show. And
so yeah,
he's another, and his sister. He's another one that whenever he shows up in something, I at least know that the quality of what he's going to be doing will be good. It's not going to be a wasted performance. He'll always bring it, however big the paycheck is. He'll always bring it, which is good.
The son is played by Jimmy Tatro, another YouTuber guy who I watched growing up. Also was an American Vandal about a decade ago, which was a really funny Netflix show. But he always plays those kind of frat guy kind of roles.
He was in Modern Family for a while.
He was. You're right. He was in Modern Family for a while. Yep.
I did not know that.
Later seasons, though, right?
Towards the end, he was like a firefighter dating.
The
oldest daughter or something.
The daughter. Yep, I remember that.
He plays that specific role so well that he's been typecast for the rest of his career.
The guy that's in The Studio, not Seth Rogen, but the other guy, I can't ever remember his name. He was that type of role for a while. Like he was always like the frat guy. And then Jimmy Tatro came along and sort of like relieved him of being stuck in that frat guy role.
Yeah, I think Tatro's in one of the
young, wasn't he in The Machine as like the younger version of what's that comedian?
Oh, Jimmy Tatro.
Talking about.
Yeah. Bert Kreischer.
Bert Kreischer. Yeah. He was. He's good. I've enjoyed him in pretty much everything I've seen him in. The cast was perfect. Like they did a great job with every role. And it's a big cast too. So, I mean, they did even like down to some of like the random henchmen that were part of the gang.
Yeah.
The dumb guy, I kind of recognized him too. I've seen him in other things. And he always does.
He was in Succession.
Yeah, he was.
I like that you called him dumb guy.
Well, that's what his character's name was, wasn't it?
Well, self-censoring there a little bit, but yeah.
Well, yeah, dumb guy. But and then the Asian dude, I think he was in one of the G.I. Joe movies.
The Asian dude is the roid guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I want to say that he's in Snake Eyes as like the villain or something. I've seen him before. Like usually he's doing something in and around martial arts because I think that he's just, known for that.
I was going to point something out, and I don't know if you noticed this or either of you noticed this, but when they show up to the hospital at the end, not giving any spoilers away, but they go to a hospital at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
The hospital's name is Wampler Memorial.
Oh.
Which I believe is an Easter egg for Scott Wampler, the late Scott Wampler who wrote For Birth Movies Death, and a few websites.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think he and David Grabinski were buddies or something.
Yeah. So he was kind of a big deal in the online film community scene.
Yeah.
And so I thought that was kind of cool.
That is cool. That's really cool.
Throw in there.
Oh, was that the guy that did the King cast?
I think so. Yeah, I think he did do the King cast.
Yeah,
very well known in Hollywood circles, and like I've heard David Grabinski on a lot of. Didn't he do like the Mission Impossible podcast a couple times?
I think he did. Yeah,
like he's
light the fuse. Yeah,
light the fuse. He's done a lot of he goes on a lot of podcasts and talks about movies because he's a huge movie fan. But if you look at his filmography, none of his stuff has ever been like a huge hit, but they're always kind of interesting.
Interesting premises.
With,
and he's got style. He does.
He does.
I think the They Will Kill You guy, like you're saying, I think they're trying to bring some new stuff to the medium and doesn't always work as well as they'd want it to, but I appreciate it.
And in the end, everybody got paid. Even though Disney threw it on Hulu, theoretically, more eyes will maybe be on it because it's on Hulu if it goes up the ladder of top 5 viewed or maybe.
Yeah.
And I think enough people are Vince Vaughn fans that, which he was kind of really, in all honesty, the most boring character of the movie. Everybody else, I kind of had more to do.
His future self was more interesting than his past self. His past self was kind of just there for the ride. Yeah. And never had that many lines. Like he wasn't talking that much. That's what I'm saying. The future self is more introspective, willing to engage in the silly conversations about Gilmore Girls.
Now, Garrison, did you do what I told you to do?
Yeah.
And wait, now what did your Disney Plus throw up at the end?
Episode 1 of Gilmore Girls.
Episode 1 of Gilmore Girls. That's right. If you watch the whole credits, and it's not even part of the movie, it's just how sometimes like when you're watching Disney Plus, it'll throw up what to watch. It went to Gilmore Girls. So I thought that was really good Disney slow clap for that.
I could tell that David Grabinski watched all 157 episodes of Gilmore Girls, and I think that was the number that Cyclops said in the movie. So
yes, exactly. Yeah, James Marsden, exactly. Look, I have not seen all of Gilmore Girls, but my wife and kids watched that, I guess, last summer, as they always pick a show to binge watch over the summer. Right now they're watching The Office, which I love because I've seen all those episodes, but I'll watch it every once in a while with them. But I was unfortunately having to watch Gilmore Girls a lot last summer, and that show, I get why people probably loved it when it was around. It's very, very much a show that I can see people be huge fans of. I was the same way with stuff like Dawson's Creek and stuff. I always thought Dawson was awesome because he wanted to be a filmmaker. So I was like, yes, Dawson's Creek's awesome. But Gilmore Girls is very much so. I appreciated the Gilmore Girls joke in the movie. So it was good stuff.
Yeah, I didn't stick around for that.
Well, I messaged Garrison. I was like, okay, dude, I need to know if this has to be Disney doing this on purpose. But did Gilmore Girls show up as your? I wanted to know.
Yeah, it did. It did. In fact, I took a screenshot of it. I think I don't know if it took the screenshot because you know how the streaming apps work.
Yeah, sometimes.
It did. It actually took the screenshot. I can send that to you later. But
that's hilarious.
Yeah, it is funny.
It was good on them for doing that. Well, what are going to be our focus films next week? What are we going to?
Next week,
let's just do. Let's just do
a couple of big films coming out next week, but we're going to focus first on the Super Mario Galaxy movie, which is going to be a huge film coming out next week.
Yes, it will,
and we'll be covering that alongside Cruising.
I'm
getting back to 2 films.
I'm already mad at my family because they don't want to see it in IMAX because the IMAX theater here doesn't have the reclining seats.
Oh.
And so I have to slum it at the AMC Prime, which is it's another premium format, large format cinema, but
The IMAX in Pooler has like reclining seats that you can like practically lay parallel.
Oh man,
and,
see, I would
like,
love that.
insane seats.
Yeah.
I
The problem-
honestly, I'm one of the few people in the theater who doesn't really prop up my feet. And
Oh, I
like,
don't
look
either.
around me.
Yeah, I usually don't. The problem with the AMC being in Birmingham is it's a smaller market, and they're never going to put in money to refurbish the theater that has the IMAX. So it's
Mhm.
always just going to be the regular seats in that one. I'm hoping that theater doesn't shut down because there's never anybody there. It's because it's in a part of town that's fine, but it's just in a part of town that nobody ever goes to. And so I'm just nervous that they're going to shut our IMAX down, and I would be kind of devastated because then the only premium large format we would have in town would be the Prime, which is okay. It's just okay.
Yeah, it's just a big screen with
it's
nice
just
audio.
a big screen with nice audio. Yeah, exactly. I don't even know if it uses. I'm pretty sure it doesn't even use a laser projector or anything. I mean, I think it's just good audio. But yeah, I mean, Super Mario Galaxy movie, I'm hyped. I was like just a little hyped, but then when they announced Glenn Powell as Fox McCloud, I was like all in. I was way all in on that. I was like, yes. And he'll probably be in the movie for 5 seconds. But
I love that he did some fun with it and did a whole like announcement video.
Yeah.
Running around in the jacket.
They should. I mean, I'm sure it was a late casting, but still, it's going to be fun.
Aussie Nate, are there any films later this year, whatever, that you're excited for coming up? I know that, don't know when we'll have you on again, but I just love to kind of gauge.
Yeah, I guess I haven't looked too far ahead, but like obviously the big tentpole films like Doomsday and Spider-Man and the Starfighter this summer as well.
That's next summer.
Next
summer. Okay.
Mandu and Grogu is our Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My daughter is obsessed with Grogu, so
there you go.
We'll go have some fun with that.
Yeah.
I guess I haven't kept up. Like normally I wait for you guys in your previous podcast that went to Catch a Heaven.
Sorry about that.
Or spring preview special.
What is your like level of excitement for the Odyssey?
I guess not that I will drive 7 hours to see it in a special format.
Well, unfortunate update to that is I'm being told that that's dumb and I'm not going to be allowed to do that. So
are you going to go to Atlanta instead?
No, I'm just going to see it here. I'm just going to see it here with my boys on the Limax. So it'll be fine. I'll see it on the Limax. It is what it is. I mean,
Atlanta's not that far from you.
I know, but I know. Well, I wouldn't be able to get a ticket for opening weekend. They don't have any tickets at that theater for opening weekend. So no, I won't even. I'll just stay here in Birmingham and watch it with my boys, and that'll be fine.
We only have the one theater in like a 50-mile radius, so there's no what screen should I see it on? I guess they do have like a ultra screen.
Is that what like Marquee calls theirs is ultra screen or whatever?
Yeah, that's
their premium
nice
large
theater.
format. Yeah.
But like,
well, you should at least see it in that.
I probably will. Like, I pick and choose just because that's like almost double the price.
It is. You're right. Yep. Totally.
And some movies don't need it.
I know I'm blessed to have an AMC because I can do their monthly subscription, which lets you watch all the large format screens as part of that ticket price or whatever, like $20 a month for 4 movies a week. Theoretically, I could see 4 IMAX movies in a week. Seeing 1.5 would pay for the $20 a month. I mean, that's like how awesome
A-list is ridiculously.
Yeah, I don't know how they afford to do it. That's probably why their stock is at $1 right now.
There's probably 2 things. First, they're probably losing some money, unfortunately. But the second is that they hope that you're going to lose the money and that you're just only going to go see a movie.
I bet that there's not, and I don't. I mean, I'll see at least in a week. I'll see 2 movies, so I can feel like I'm making the $20 back pretty quick.
Yeah, I mean, if you see 2 a week, I mean, that's
I try and do, but I can't imagine there's many people actually seeing 4 a week. That'd be crazy, right?
Well,
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's probably some people. There's
You
probably
only have to see 2 a month to get your money's worth.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, 2, especially if it's IMAX. I mean, yeah, you really only have to see 2 a month. But anyways.
With Marcus Theater, you get 1 a month, like 1 movie, and then like discounted for the other tickets you see unlimited.
That makes more economic sense for a theater that wants to stay open.
Yes, it makes. Yeah, like I said, I don't know how long these. We've already lost my favorite AMC in town closed already. I'm nervous about the IMAX staying open because it's just in a part of town nobody goes to that often. The 2 that are the most busy are just closer. One's close to a mall, like an outdoor mall, which is still very viable and still doing well. The other one's closest to like a university, and so people will go to that one. Like college kids will go to that one. The one that has the IMAX is just in kind of an economic dead spot that nobody ever goes to anymore, which stinks, but it is what it is.
Well, where can people find you online, Nate, if you want them to find you or whatever, on social media?
Yep. I think everything's at Aussie_Nate. I think Letterboxd, the Twitter, all the places.
Aussie Nate also prominently featured in the CDP Cord.
Yes.
Which is a really clunky name for it. It's our Discord. Yeah, it's our Discord.
So I feel like this is like the opposite of Sweep Weeks, because I did Melissa's podcast last week.
You did?
I'm here.
Yeah. I liked that episode, by the way.
Sweep Weeks.
I liked that Food for Thought episode. That was really fun. Hearing all the weird, like, named cuisines that you guys have in Australia. Like, very, very interesting, but also a lot of them sounded really good too. So I can be found on the X, formerly known as Twitter, at the Michael Nip. Letterboxd, I think it's just Michael Nip. But then I spend most of my time in our Discord. So please feel free to email us, and I'll let Garrison rattle all that off.
You can find me at Gryfun3, Gryfun3 on Instagram, Twitter. You can find me at Gryfun on Letterboxd. You can find us at Cinema Debrief on Instagram and Twitter. And you can email us at cinemadebriefpod@gmail.com if you want to get access to our Discord or send us a nice note. Some people have done that. David actually sent us an email recently asking about Dune. And you know what? I'm going to save that for next week because I didn't get to that. And I've forgotten exactly what he said. So
Doomsday. Yeah.
We will see you guys next week for Cruising and the Super Mario Galaxy movie.